Hey everyone, today's video showing you the new Mega Truck build. Gonna get it to the bench, show you how it's built and all of its features. Here it is guys, the Mega Truck build. Guess we'll get started off. This is just like a Montech truck body. I forget the actual name of it, but I just wanted something cheap. So I know it's gonna get thrashed on, and I'm not a very good painter. I just want to start off, I guess we'll show you the flex that this truck gets. So that's a SCX 24 deadbolt underneath that tire. So this thing has a lot of flex to it, but it's not too bad driving. Might have to add a rear sway bar, but I only have about one battery pack through this so far. So I'll have to drive it a little more and then see if it really needs a sway bar or not. But this Montech body, like I said, it's just kind of a cheap truck body, Lexan. I'm not a very good painter. You can see I crashed the truck really hard and already peeling the paint back on it. And then the first time trying this, I reinforced this body with some of the Durarock like drywall tape and then gave it a coat of the E6000. So it does help stiffen the body up a little bit, and hopefully this will last for a little while. Let's get that out of the way. All right, the build. So this is an aluminum Rock Pirates interceptor chassis. Yeah, like you would put on your crawler. Made these aluminum side plates, which adapted it to a ryft skid, stock plastic ryft skid, because I bought a ryft kit. So the skid, links, the whole drivetrain is from a ryft. Running the ryft transmission with 2-speed. It's also running ryft shocks, the rear shocks from a ryft, front and rear on this, which I believe they're about 150 millimeter shock. So that's why this thing has a lot of travel, a lot of flex, because I want to be able to jump it and not have any issues. So to make this chassis work with the ryft skid, because it was wider than a lot of trucks, make my own cross members, which I just went to the hardware store. Try to keep this close so you can see it. Just went to the hardware store and I bought, I believe it was some number 6 threaded rod with lock nuts. And then I stopped at AutoZone, brought my threaded rod in, and was telling the guy what I was trying to do, and he's looking at me funny, but went back and got some aluminum fuel line, which is coated like you'd use on your full-size truck. And I just found the size that slid over the threaded rod nice and tight. So then I figured out how wide I needed to cut them, cut a bunch of pieces of the fuel line, and then bolted it all together with the threaded rod, which worked out really well. This is a really stiff chassis. Like you can't even really flex this thing grabbing it. The plates, just took a little bit of time making those. Top's bolted to the interceptor chassis. Bottom is bolted to the ryft skid. Still using the kit links for the ryft. There's an aluminum Trial servo saver. J Concepts Fling King tires. These are the 2.6 inch size, which I think are about 5.5 inches tall. And these are 2.6 inch aluminum bead locks. Just cheap bead locks off Amazon. I think they were called like RC hubs or something. But just wanted to have bead locks but stay lightweight. Try to zoom in here. So the battery tray is kind of a pain in the ass to take in and out, but you can still see the hobbywing motor. I have for a shift servo, because this has the 2-speed, I have a ryft 179 smart micro servo with the variable speed or variable arm on it. They sell a servo arm made for these 2 speeds. So that was a nice, easy setup. Thing has plenty of power shifting in and out. Just so I don't have to remember a bunch of numbers, running a hobbywing system. So we have the Easy Run Max 10 G2 ESC with a 3665 motor. This is 3 or 4S capable, but so far I've only run it on 3S. So I made a tray, or both my trays, out of some aluminum diamond plate. I made my electronics tray on the back, kept it up nice and high in the chassis. So there's the hobbywing Max 10 ESC. I have my Fly Sky receiver right next to it, and power button all mounted up high. Hopefully it'll stay out of the water, not have any issues. Currently running an adapter to an EC5 because I got these Gens Ace batteries with EC5 connector on it. These are 6500 milliamp 3S. So I actually made this battery tray large enough to handle 2 of these batteries, because at first I was going to try to put a larger 8th scale system in it, but the motor didn't fit on the transmission. But running it, the single battery has plenty of power. So just running the single battery in the middle of the tray. Same thing so far. I got just a cheap Amazon bumper on the back. I gotta figure out a bumper for the front. Just some aluminum body post holders just bolted into the chassis. But yeah, so far this thing has been coming out great. Ton of flex. Running on 3S, hasn't